The magic of timing. Sometimes it just puts people in the right place at the right time.
And that's the story behind how one man and one woman met and how it changed both of them forever. In a story you'll see only on News 10, Jacqueline Beavis tells us how the right timing saved a life.
And there is a toast that is done around the world, and people say L'chaim, and it means to life.
A dinner among new friends. It seems pretty ordinary, but the relationship forged between these two was anything but. It started on a cold, snowy day in February.
It was actually a pretty lousy day weather-wise.
That morning I loaded up and we went to our first house, I guess, and we did a driveway with a snowblower.
Lainey Kelly and her fiance headed home from her work at St. Vincent Clay Hospital.
Usually Jim would take I-40 all the way down and then cut up to go home, but for some reason he just changed his route.
That led them here. Lainey Kelly and Jim Latta stopped at this stop sign, looked right, and saw Keith Mattox on the ground suffering from cardiac arrest.
We were on our way to the second house when I just fell over at the wheel.
And just as he was dragging Keith out was when, we were pulling up to the sign.
And I tried to secure the area so nothing would happen, and Lainey, she was out of the truck and running to the guy before I could get the truck stopped.
When I got there, he had no pulse, he had no respirations, and he was as gray as that asphalt. It wasn't looking good for Keith Mattox. Just a few minutes into my compressions, I saw him take an agonal gasp of breath. And it was the first time I had a glimmer of hope.
As a nurse, Lainey sees the face of death often, but that February morning was very different.
I only had my training, my knowledge, and my two hands, and that's it. So it's a pretty awesome feeling to know that, in that kind of setting, that we had this kind of outcome.
So at dinner a month later, they met for the second time. For Lainey, more of a first meeting in the eyes of Keith, but a very emotional one for both.
I'm really thankful for being there, I really am. So.
It is just such an awesome feeling to be somebody's guardian angel.
A friendship forged in the most necessary circumstances and built on the toast they've shared since then.
L'chaim, to life.
Wow. Lainey Kelly sent out a big thanks to the first responders and staff from St. Vincent Clay Hospital who treated Keith Mattox when he arrived there.
As for his health, his doctors say he's doing well, but everyone agrees he is definitely giving up snow shoveling.